On to you, Sagittarius. What's going on to you, Sagittarius? So you Sagittarius actually have the Queen of Michael, the Six of Ariel, and then you Sagittarius also have the Three of Michael. So the situation for you, Sagittarius, excuse me, is mm, um some of you Sagittarius may feel like people don't want to go 50-50 with you, or they don't want to actually, you know, put their fair share of effort and consideration into a relationship. And you, Sagittarius, feel like bah humbug, right? Um, but don't worry, deal with me here, right? Let me cook. The Queen of Michael and the Six of Ariel, right? The Queen of Michael and the Six of Ariel is about just that. It's about how it is that you Sagittarius, the Queen of Michael is like grudge, because the Queen of Michael is basically the Queen of Swords. So it's like you Sagittarius are aware that people play games, but now it's more so a sense of like, now that you know that people play games and you know some of the ways on how they do it, you're kind of upset because you Sagittarius wish that you would have known a lot younger, sooner, because then you wouldn't have put in half as much as the effort that you did, especially with dysfunctional people that they just want to bicker and argue anyway and be on some dysfunctional stuff and have you sweat them anyway. And see, the Six of Ariel right here, excuse me, the Six of Ariel represents, the Six of Ariel and the Three of Michael represents, and so because of that, you Sagittarius want obviously someone who can meet you halfway, right? Who can actually put in effort with you and make sure that they're just as involved in this relationship and they're not a bystander just sitting back watching their own relationship while they just do nothing and get all the rewards. And so because of that fact, a lot of you Sagittarius understand, you're a little bit upset about that and you're a little bit heartbroken about that. But here's the thing. Here's what's so good about it. The Knight of Ariel and the decision. You are learning how to actually evolve past that. See, the situation what you Sagittarius felt like is the same thing that I felt like coming into this knowledge and over the years learning the game. You know how many people, like real talk, you know how many people used to be at odds with me and I used to be at odds with? A person would come through, insult me, then I insult them back sometimes. Then here come the dudes, man, why are you insulting her? Because she's insulting me for no reason. Man, you better go ahead and stop playing games. But all I'm doing, honestly, is defending myself. That's all I'm doing, because I just want to be left alone. Man, shut up. You sweating such and such, and you mad because she ain't feeling you like that. Dude, you can have them all if you want. I'll just be over here paying attention to my anime or being in my geek and nerd world, like, reading, watching Batman or watching Beast Wars and stuff like this, or painting or getting artwork or stuff like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Doing my own thing. But see, the situation with you is that you have essentially awakened to what it is that you do not know, and that's what's so powerful about it. That's what's so amazing for you, Sagittarius. It's the fact that you don't think you know. You have the knowledge. And what you know is the majority of the time people be playing games and don't take them seriously because they be playing games. When they play them games with you, you leave them alone. Because for whatever reason, they're not really serious about actually being in a relationship. They choking, basically, right? They it's a chicken game. They choking, they getting scared because they're putting on an act like they really are about this. They really want to be in a relationship. But then when you, Sagittarius, pull up and you're like, hey, let's go hang out. Let's hang out. Let's kick it. What do? They freeze up. And you, Sagittarius, are seeing the freeze up happen now. And so the Seven of Gabriel and the Five of Michael right here speaks to how a lot of you, Sagittarius now, the Seven of Gabriel and the Five of Michael, you know, so, and the thing is that, you know, you're also upset at the bickering and the arguing, the kind of disagreements that you, Sagittarius, may have experienced when you didn't have the knowledge. But look on the bright side, though, because now you know the angles they come with. Now you know the angles that they come in with, what they think, how they think. Now you, Sagittarius, know, they trying to get you, Sagittarius, stressed. They trying to get you upset. They trying to get you to feel a certain kind of way. But what happens when you, Sagittarius, don't care about that? What happens when you, Sagittarius, are like, you know, if you know, whatever. And the reason why you can say whatever and brush it off your shoulders is because you realize that they giving you a hard time, and there's no real legitimate, put it like this, there's a reason for it, but there's no real sane reason for it. A lot of this stuff is really like dysfunctional. There is a reason for it or reasons for it, but it's nothing that is justifiable is the point that I'm making. And so the thing is that the 10 of Ariel and the 3 of Gabriel right here is about how, and so the 10 of Ariel and the 3 of Gabriel speaks to how, and so a lot of you, Sagittarius, you feel like you're going to start to do the things that you want to do. You, Sagittarius, may start to travel. You know, even if you're not traveling, you, Sagittarius, are like, hey, you're going to just start doing what you want to do. You know, you, Sagittarius, going to start doing what you want to do. You're going to start doing what you want. Sagittarius, you know, is a zodiac sign that travels. You know, the zodiac signs, I think I missed y'all, but the zodiac signs that do a lot of traveling, Gemini and the crabs travel, but kind of close to home, you know, short distances. Sagittarius, long distance travel. Short distance too, but mainly long distance travels because y'all love the adventure, right? Y'all like doing brand new things when y'all are in the mood and y'all are ready. You know what I mean? Sagittarius. So travel, Gemini, the crabs, Virgo, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces, Aquarius too, every now and again, but the main ones really, right, when you scratch out Aquarius, Pisces does a lot of traveling too. You know, my mom been to a lot of different places, been to DR, been to California, Florida, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados. I done been to Barbados too. I got a Pisces ascendant. But the point that I'm trying to make here with, right, and I'm a Virgo, but the point that I'm trying to make here with that is you, Sagittarius, are going to start doing what you want to do. And the 10 of Ariel, you're not worried about other people getting you upset because, again, you not putting up with it because you know, oh, this is a person's emotional problems. Either they're emotional or it's an act and they're being difficult with you for no reason. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the 8 of Aries. 5 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Wands, and then you have the High Priestess to clarify the Eight of Pentacles or the Eight of Ariels. So this is my point, right? Because the Five of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune is about how you, Sagittarius, again, you know, don't get upset with yourselves. You didn't know before what was going on, so now you do, you know. But the best thing is, and this is something that I have to forgive myself for too, because you know, I'm learning how to get out of that thing, how to get out of that frustration too, of like, I wish I had this knowledge. Because when I was younger myself, right, so many people would be like, oh, you upset because I can't get the women that I liked. And it's like, that's not it. That's not it. What it is, what it is knowing what to do when I don't get what I want, right? How to handle resistance, how to handle difficulties when people want to be difficult with me for no reason, or whatever made up villain story that they have in their head. What do I do within these specific situations so that I don't feel down, or I don't feel like I'm being thrown away? And the old heads that I hung out with, the people that were more experienced, some of them didn't know, but didn't want to say that they didn't know, because they would end up getting ran over too by the people that they was with, right? And then they were trying to do their best to hide it. And then too, a lot of the, you know, even with the older heads too, right? And that was the people my age. Even with the older heads too, they would deliberately tell you they would deliberately tell you bad advice, because they into that lifestyle where they, you know what I'm saying, they you know, they doing their thing. You feel me? If you know what I mean, they doing their thing. And so they want you to be like them, where, you know, they calling themselves players and popping their collar, but really they got to go to a store and buy stuff to attract people, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? They gotta attract people based upon, you know, their credit card and all this other type of stuff, you know what I mean? And stuff like this. And so I wish I had the information younger as well, because if I did, I would have been on some pure smoke. I would have almost 100% completely excommunicate any of the ideas in my own head, or the misconceptions that I had in my own false perception, or my perception that I thought of like this and what this thing actually is and what relationships actually are. And you know what I would have done? I would have just focused on what it is I wanted to do. Honestly, I would have just focused on traveling. And the truth is that, so, and this is what I get a chance to actually do now. So even if I didn't get a chance to do it sooner, I have a chance to do it now, and I'm doing it now. You know what I mean? And I'm very joyful that I, you know, internally and everything like that, peaceful, you know, that I actually have the opportunity and the position to do what I want to do, and I have the knowledge. So when I get into it with somebody, whatever, because I know, okay, you trying to give me a difficult time for no real reason, especially if it's for no real reason. It's like you upset for no real reason. Why? Because I'm treating you well, and I'm treating you so well to the point where you act like a brat. You act like a brat. That's how it is. Not know that I'm treating you well. I'm treating you so good. You act like you don't have any kind of common sense. You act like a brat. That's how I know I'm really helping you put your feet up. So stop playing with me. And so you Sagittarius, no. So now you Sagittarius have the chance and the position to actually do what you want, and you should do what you want. So that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. Trying to get the YouTube channel to 100K. I'm at 20,490 something. Smash the subscribe button, like button, hit the notification bell. Set that notification bell to all. And sometimes the algorithm will unsubscribe you, right? I don't know. Well, you know, maybe they think that you've been inactive from the channel too long. Sometimes you, depending on who you are, you will have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. So please make sure to come back, check in manually, right, to the YouTube channel and make sure that you haven't been unsubscribed. Appreciate it.